I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about tonight. We probably won't be on very long, that's for sure. The Kings lose by 44 points to the Charlotte Hornets, the final of 134-90. So, Jerry Reynolds, how are you, my friend? You doing good tonight, Jerry? How are you? I'm worried
I'm,
about you.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I really enjoyed the Charlotte Hornets. They're really a fun team to watch. Young, exciting. Really play a lot of offense. They're probably a year away from doing much in that playoffs, but yeah, they're a lot of fun. They were everything the Kings weren't.
Yeah. Hey, Jerry, where do you come out on LaMelo Ball? Where does he
I
stand in this league?
he's moving up my ladder. I'll tell you what. I Early in the year I was down on him, and I thought last year too, because he was so unproductive, and was one of those guys that get 23 points on 23 shots kind of thing, and assist to turnover ratio wasn't good, but he's really turned the corner, and I think with this young team is really in the last half year. I mean, he's right. When you start talking about talented young point guards, he's right. He's right
Yep.
there, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he looked very good. He looked very good. Is there anything good for the Kings tonight? I mean, I'm trying to find something. Is there anything positive?
No. No.
Okay. That was quick.
Yeah.
Brian?
I was just going to say, some of the vets are just trying to get the rooks and the young guys looks. Malik Monk had 14 assists tonight. If he wanted to score a little bit more, he could have. So how do you evaluate that, Jerry? Is that normal for the vets to do? Is that a proper thing to do as a teammate if you're Malik?
Well, it's good. I think you got to give Malik credit. I don't know what it means, and I think because at some point, if these young guys are really going to help you win games, they got to carry their own water anyway.
Yeah.
They've got to do more, but I think it does. It is a credit and fair to give Malik credit for that. Obviously, he's a guy who can score a lot of points, but probably saw early on, same thing we saw, that the game was over, and was trying to do what he could, and so that's about it. I thought Ryno, as usual, showed some offensive skills, which he shows about every day, but this game got out of hand to where any stats were kind of useless, really.
His defense, though, has got a long way to go, boy. I mean, I know we compliment him and we should. He's a second-round pick, and I'm very high on him. But boy, oh boy, his defense has got a long way to go.
It really does. I mean, I think it's one of those things that with his, coordination and length and all, that there's no reason he can't become a better defender. But like say right now, that's
It's
clearly
terrible.
the weakness of his game. He doesn't really stay in front of anybody or fight people off the post. But uh, I think we'll learn a lot about him next year. As you get more talent with him and more expected of him.
134-90. I'll ask. I understand the Kings had 8 guys dressed. I understand they have a lot of players out. So, I mean, I don't want to blow this out of proportion. Jerry, did you have an issue with their compete level tonight?
Well, I didn't think it's very good,
Yeah.
to be honest. I mean, and the thing, I think probably the biggest concern I would have, the game was over by halftime, but
Yeah.
I thought when they brought their subs in, and a lot of guys that really don't play much for them, they were still better than the guys we had, and so that was disappointing. I mean, I really expected, once Charlotte went to their deep bench, that the Kings might even cut into the margin, but they didn't.
All right. You want to get a call in here? Tater's with us. Tater, go ahead. We'll check in with you. What's going on?
You hear me?
Yep, go right ahead.
Wow, early call here. Caught me off guard a little bit. How's it going, guys?
Well, no problem. I just, to be honest with you, the reason why we went to a caller early is we have nothing to say. So
I
we're
know.
hoping you can save us.
Yeah, I had a weird feeling. Well, all I was really gonna say was the one bright spot I saw was Devin Carter's confidence lately. I feel like when he had that game where he kind of pushed us to victory, ever since then, I feel like he's been a lot more confident and been playing a lot better. Um, and then I have a question. So is our percentages of the draft just like the top or the worst four teams have a fair chance at the number one pick? Is that what the
No, the worst four teams only have a 14% chance of getting the number one pick.
Mm,
But
okay.
if you're one of the worst four teams, again, if you're the worst team, you can't do any worse than four. But if you're the fourth worst team, you can fall back a couple of spots. So it's just what happened last year.
Yeah.
So I think that when you look at this draft, the consensus is that it's a very strong draft. And then you're probably going to be able to get a really, really good player, even if you're fifth or sixth in this draft. If you take the right guy, he's probably going to end up being better than somebody that's taken 2, 3, or 4. It happens every year. You just got to
Yeah.
pick the right guy, right, Jerry?
No, that's exactly right. And Taylor, by the way, did we wake you up from a nap? It looked like
I know. I'm kind of
Yeah.
disheveled here.
I was gonna say that's my strategy about this time to be napping, but yeah, it's going to be a good draft, and it's a matter who you pick. I mean, obviously, every year whether it's Steph Curry 7 or Shea Gilgeous-Alexander 11 or Giannis Antetokounmpo, but you always want the best odds you can have,
Yeah.
and I really think it's going to be a good draft. My problem is I know people talking about going to be franchise changers, and I don't see that. I see guys that can come in and be good players right away, and eventually might be all stars. But my idea of franchise changers are guys who change franchises. Jabbar,
I
Bird, Duncan, LeBron James. They came in and made teams 15 to 30 games better, and I don't see anybody in this draft going to do that.
Tater, you have a question?
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Jerry. I was gonna say if we have the number one pick and take Darren Peterson, is that the right name?
Yep.
Yeah. I really think that is not a good choice. I think DeBonta is the number one.
Yeah. Tater, thank you for the call. Good way to start us off. I don't think Darren Peterson's going to be the number one pick on anybody's board. That's my own opinion.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, DeBonta, I think, is the clear number one.
Yeah.
I really think Acuff is the number 2 right now.
Yep. Yep.
And then, Boozer or Wilson.
Wilson at North
probably 3
Carolina.
and 4.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see Peterson probably going as low as 5 or 6, really.
Yeah.
But
Jerry, is there understand I'm asking this at college level. Is there some Foxy in Acuff's game?
Is some Fox? I'll tell you who he reminds me of. Kyrie Irving. His low center of gravity, how he beats people to the basket, can get where he wants to go. I'm not, and of course I'm thinking of Kyrie when he was at Duke, and he only played 8 or 10 games at the end of the year, but he was the number one pick, and I see a lot of those kind of qualities. Now, I think that Acuff is even a worse defender than Irving. That would be the rap on him, but I think he's got that same kind of ability to beat people off the dribble, break them down. Also, excellent passer, a legitimate leader of a team, and so that's why I think he's moving up the board.
All right, let's get to we'll try Baldo. Baldo, go ahead.
Kings suck.
I had a bad feeling about that. Let's try one more. Top, what's going? Oh, we got the candle going. All right, what's going on?
Damn it! I thought you wanted to go from Tanner to Todd. You ruined it, Ryan. You ruined it.
It's my
What did
fault.
I do?
Don't blame it on Ryan. It's my fault.
Oh, but yeah, it's Casio. If you, okay, 2 things. Jerry, since you're on, what is it all about Acuff? Because I've been hearing you talk about him, and he seems pretty intriguing. I just need more thoughts.
Yeah, just like I was saying, he really reminds me of Kyrie Irving when Kyrie was a freshman at Duke and then later became the number one pick. I think he's got a lot of the same kind of game. I think he's weaker defensively, but he's probably a little better at leading a team. Has a little more leadership about him. But yeah, I think I think he's moving up the board because he plays a position that most teams need. If you don't have a point guard, and the Kings don't.
I could see him being number 1 or 2, to be honest with you.
Number
Yeah,
one.
that's where I see.
Absolutely. Yes,
Wait,
absolutely.
Grant or guys, isn't he like between like 6 and 8 right now? Because that's
Beg
where
your
I
pardon?
saw him.
No,
Right now, I thought I saw A cup between 6 and 8 on mock drafts.
you might have, but he's not going to go there. He's going to be much higher than that. He's moved up, and he will move up once teams get serious about drafting, because he's the best point in the country. And if you need a point guard, you're going to take him wherever you can get him.
Exactly.
A Jerry Reynolds, one thing. I think you're like, last time I heard, I think you're like 82, 81. I just want to say you do not sound like an 80-year-old. Yeah. You sound much younger, so I just want to praise you.
But you do.
Well, thanks. Yeah, I probably sound about like 79. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe a little young.
Okay, thanks.
I was going to say 60s. But yeah, you're doing great, Jerry.
Thank you, Casio. Casio, you sound a lot older than Jerry. I hate to disappoint you, but I'm just being honest with you.
No,
You
he
don't
made
have
a good
much.
point on that. Yeah, he made a good point on the draft, though. Some of the mock drafts where they have A cup down there, but I've noticed in the last week there again, it's almost every one of them now has him in the top 5, and so yeah, we'll see. That's drafts a crapshoot, but I think if the Kings were in position with their needs at point guard and DeBonce's off the, and DeBonce's off the table there, because I'm not at all sure Acuff wouldn't be better for the Kings, but yet I just think DeBonce's probably got the highest ceiling. The guy that Mike can, he's kind of a Dominique Wilkins, for goodness sakes. The lively body and just hard to guard.
Yeah.
So Jerry, if we took the red flags away from Darren Peterson, you think still DeBonce has a higher upside than Peterson?
Yeah, I do. He's taller, longer. And I don't know if you can take the red flags away. Just
Right.
on stats alone, the thing that would concern me about Peterson, let's say he didn't have any of the cramping, all that, and missing games, but he's not he's a kind of an unproductive scorer, getting 19 points on about 16 shots a game, and his assist average is a 1.7 assists a game, and very few steals.
Yeah.
So those are, in other words, there's not a lot of
That's
contribution.
against college.
And it's college, and so that's been my only rap on him. Obviously he was highly rated high school player that at the top or near top, and I think he's worth a risk at some point. But there's the draft and the combines and all that sort of thing is going to be very important. But I just think it'd be hard to take him over guys like DeBonce, who is so much more productive and just had a better year all around. And there's no red flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you.
Hey, put it this way: if there wasn't any red flags with DeMarcus Cousins, it'd have been a 10-year All-Star.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true.
I just have a hard time looking at a guy like Peterson who can do so much in such a short period of time and be so disengaged like 5 minutes later. It just doesn't make sense when you're that talented, Jerry.
No, I agree. I think that's really one of the concerns, and because you see, he's got a beautiful stroke, and can play off the dribble pretty good. Yeah, I guess I saw him play one of his better games, and my feeling was then that he didn't impress me as much as Ray Allen did when I saw Ray at Connecticut. And Ray, of course, had a great career. He's not a Hall of Famer, but I don't think, but close to it, if not. But my point was Ray just seemed a more engaged basketball player who could shoot every bit as well, if not better. So, that's the only advantage I know to being old is remembering some of the guys when they were at the same age.
Is there any other advantage, or is that it?
I think that's it. I can't come up with another one other than the only other advantage I know is just getting to visit with you two guys every now and then on after.
Boy, I've got to tell you, if that's what I have to look forward to when I get older, that like the advantage is to be able to talk to two individuals on social media on YouTube when I'm 81 or 82 or whatever, then maybe I ought to just jump off the rooftop right now and save myself the time, huh?
Yeah, maybe I ought to reevaluate that a little bit.
Oh my gosh. Well, Jerry, I don't even know what else to say. I mean, I can only, I think, speak for a lot of the Kings fans. Thank goodness there are only 9 games left of this miserable season.
Thank goodness, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially with the nice weather we got, especially these early games need to be outside, not in here watching basketball.
Yeah. Somebody said, Jerry, did you just say Ray Allen isn't a Hall of Famer?
I said I don't think he is he? I'm not sure. He is in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, I don't know if he is or isn't.
Yeah, I think he's one of those guys that probably should be. I mean, he's 5 or 6 time All-Star and played on 2 NBA champions. So if he's not, to me, he's like Kevin Johnson and Mark Price, other guys that aren't in there, but those 3 guys are better than a lot of guys who are in there.
That's very true.
He is a Hall of Famer, 2018.
Okay, good. Then,
yeah.
Then he's in there, and like I say, and Peterson, I put him ahead of Peterson. But if in fact Peterson could get everything together and be as good as Ray Allen, you'd feel good about taking him, anywhere in the top 5.
No question.
Ray was 4, I think. Ray was taken 4th, I think.
Yep.
Jerry, most important question of the show, 2-part question. 1, do you still have your flip phone? And 2, are you an Apple or Android guy?
I do have the flip phone. I don't use it. I've got an up-to-date one, if you don't mind.
Okay.
And I am an Apple guy.
Hey.
So
okay.
So I've like I say, I've got a phone. I know how to talk on it, and I know how to text on it.
Would you know how to watch the Yankees-Giants game tomorrow on Netflix?
Not on my phone. I can do it on my iPad.
Okay.
I can do it on my iPad, not on my phone.
Okay. All right. Well, that's better than we thought. So, I mean, I'm very happy to hear that. I got to be honest.
I'm making progress. It's slow.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Hey, you know what? At least you've had good weather to walk. You get your walks in the morning?
I am. I'm trying to get them in before, about 10.
Yeah.
It's really nice at that time. So, I'm back moving.
Now,
I'm not quite back up to an hour, but I'm up to about 45 minutes.
Now,
nice.
would you say that your pace at your age is better than Coachy's pace when he was your age?
I tell you what, I would lap Coachy even with all of my issues. Bless Coachy's heart, one of my finest guys ever. But walking with Coachy not only wouldn't get you any exercise, it might set you back.
it would set you back because not only were you walking very, very slow, but you might have 3 or 4 cigars on your walk. So
we did for a long
set you back.
I was going to say that was when Coachy started having heart problems and they had to quit smoking cigars. I quit too, and that's one of the best things that ever happened to me. But we'd be two old guys out there huffing and puffing. But with Coachy though, it was never about the walking; it's about the stories. So you couldn't go wrong with Coachy. He always had one of the greatest. I've probably told you this. He always had one of the greatest little things he taught me early on. He said, when you hear a story, as us old people do, repeat stories, he said, hold up 2 fingers. He said, that means then I know I've told it to you again. And of course, I told him there's sometimes I didn't want to hold up 2 fingers. I wanted to hear it again.
Yeah. Come on, Pete Carrill, give me that story again, right? I love it.
Yeah, of course, the bad news is, though, I told Mrs. Reynolds about that, and then she holds up 2 fingers on me all the time. so it's worked against me.
On that note, Jerry, we will let you go and say thank you very much.
Well, thank you guys. And hey, we saw what we saw. Okay. Take
Hey,
care.
Jerry, just remember, our
Appreciate you.
job is to tell people that they're not seeing what they're actually seeing. How do we do that now?
We can't. That's a problem. It's got to the level we can't do it. They know what they saw. Okay. See you guys.
You're the best, Jerry.
Oh my God. We can't lie anymore. Where they
Can't do
saw
it.
what they saw. Hey, where else do you get this type of information on your Sacramento Kings postgame shows after a 44-point loss?
Oh, I
The answer is
guarantee
nowhere.
nowhere. You're not laughing like this, man. Killing me. So good.
Our job is to tell people they're not seeing what they're seeing. When Jerry told me that at the end of a miserable season just like this one, I just couldn't. I had tears in my eyes. We were in somewhere on the bench on the road getting ready to do our open, and Jerry said, "Hey, you know what the most important part of our job is, right?" I go, "No, what's that?" He goes, "To convince people they're not seeing what they're seeing." That's one of the greatest lines of all time.
Short, simple, to the point. That's Jerry Reynolds right there.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh. Well, we're
gosh.
short, simple, to the point. I don't have anything else to say to you.
No. On to what's the next stop?
Orlando.
The next
Orlando.
stop is Orlando, who's playing Cleveland right now. Close one.
Yeah. In Cleveland.
In
Wow.
Cleveland.
I wonder how many guys are going to wake up with soreness tomorrow or on Thursday. You know, that flight can make you sore. Walking up those stairs of that Delta charter to get all that catered food, that can make you sore.
Yeah, maybe jaw soreness, eating all the good
maybe.
stuff. And
Yep.
anyways, no, I think we let Jerry just end this show right there. That was a beautiful way to do it.
I agree. Tomorrow, 3:00. Look forward to having you on. Olden Polonese will be on with me, and I'm always looking forward to that because he'll share some great stories, and we'll have some laughs with OP, Ryno.
Amen. Thanks, Napes. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you to you, the loyal supporters out there. We appreciate the heck out of you. Talk to you tomorrow, 3:00, Fox Sports Sacramento. Bye-bye.